I got demoted at my job today. I'm not super worried about it though, because my boss told me that if I perform well tomorrow, he'll promote me again. Yeah, I've been kind of fucking off at my job lately. Like I took you know, a 5-day vacation to Indiana, and then I was back for 1 day to work, and then the next 2 days I called in sick. And I wasn't even sick, I was just real stressed out. And you know how like when you do something that you're not supposed to do, like the universe kind of finds its own way of punishing you for it? Well, that first day that I called in sick, I was taking a shower, and I didn't have a washcloth. And so like I went to like clean my asshole, just like with my hand, and then I felt this weird bump on my asshole, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then it just like started hurting really bad when I touched it, just like for the rest of the day. So then I called my girlfriend, and I was all freaking out, and I was like, dude, there's something weird going on with my asshole. And she was like, dude, you should get that checked out. And I was like, but I don't have health insurance. And she was like, well, just go to the ER or something. And so I went to a drag show. And I ended up getting real drunk, and then I called her again. And she was like, did you go to the ER? And I was like, no, I just went to a drag show and got real drunk. And she was like, dude, what the fuck? You need to get that checked out. It can be real serious. So then I drank a bunch of water and got sobered up, and then sometime around midnight I finally took myself to the ER, and I just walked up to the desk and I was like, so I got something weird going on with my asshole. And they were like, all right. And so they set me up with a couple nurses who took a look at my asshole, and they didn't know what it was. And then so they got a doctor, and he looked at my asshole, and he was like, oh yeah, that's just a hemorrhoid. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, well, I'm about 90% sure, but the only way to be 100% sure is if I stick a little camera up there. Like, he didn't say it exactly like that, you know, he said it like as a doctor. And I was like, well, is there anything else it could be? And he was like, no, not really. And I was like, well, then I guess you don't need to shove a camera in my asshole. And he was like, all right, fair enough. So basically he was like, you know, just start taking real good care of your asshole and it'll be all right. So then I went to Walmart and I got this thing called Super Greens, you know, because it's just like a whole bunch of like vegetables and stuff like compacted. It's supposed to be real good for your digestion. And like I was on the phone with my girlfriend when I was getting my Super Greens, and I was like, do you think this will be good for my asshole? I'm not supposed to laugh at my own jokes, but I just can't keep a straight face sometimes. This was a little bit earlier on in this saga, but when I first noticed that there was something wrong with my asshole, I was like trying to take pictures of it. Like I stuck my phone down there, and but it like kept popping up with this message that was like telling me that it was like inappropriate content, so I wouldn't take the picture. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like the government is literally like in my phone. I can't even like take a picture of my own asshole. But after a few times of trying, it worked. But it was really blurry. But at least I have that memory of that time when there was something wrong with my asshole. And while I was really drunk at the drag show, I showed a couple guys the picture. But then later when I got sober again, I was like, I am so sorry. I did not mean to show you a picture of my asshole. They were like, it's alright. But the last couple of days though, things have been getting better. So I haven't really been having any issues with my asshole. I think those super greens really worked out for me. That's what I want. Alright. I think that's my whole story. I don't know. I think he gave me the light a while ago, but